I thank my honourable friend, the member for Mid Dorset and North Poole, for skewing this debate. Dozens of my constituents have come to me with stories of DVLA failure. Each carries a variation of the same theme. A system that has let them down, often involving delays in licence renewals or restorations related to medical conditions. Take the case of one self-employed constituent. Due to delays with restoring their licence, they lost more than £60,000 worth of work. For months, their livelihood, security and mental health were left hanging by a thread. Only after pressure from my office was the matter resolved. This was a medical case and the DVLA failed to justify the delay. Another constituent, who must renew every 3 years owing to a medical condition, had their licence rejected because the DVLA claimed they had changed their name. This was incorrect. That single administrative error cost them 6 months of their licence. A third constituent appealed a decision on their medical fitness. In response, the DVLA sent them the full medical records of another person. The department then spent 3 months arguing with the GP practice over the medical fee. The DVLA were only prepared to pay a fraction of what the GP wanted. My constituent offered to pay the difference to end the argument, but this was refused, and they had to make an inconvenient journey to a distant DVLA-approved GP. And when the licence eventually came, it was granted for 1 year only. The case has been ongoing for over 3 years, having originally been with my predecessor. These are just some of the cases affecting my constituents. The common denominator is not the medical condition itself, it is that every one of them involves a medical issue and every one of them has been delayed for reasons the DVLA has never made clear. The DVLA does not operate in isolation. It depends on GPs, consultants and the wider NHS to provide the evidence it needs to make decisions. When those channels fail, the DVLA fails with them, and my constituents are the ones who pay the price. Through a Freedom of Information request, a constituent discovered the backlog for medical renewals alone stands in excess of 260,000 cases. As has been mentioned earlier, the 2023 Public Accounts Committee report found that nearly 3 million people notifying the DVLA of medical conditions had experienced long delays, with some losing employment and income as a direct consequence. Of the committee's 11 recommendations, the then government accepted 10. The one it declined was a strategic review of how cases involving medical conditions were handled, bringing together the DVLA, the Department of Health and Social Care and the NHS. My casework suggests that rejection of that recommendation was short-sighted. One of my constituents waited 5 months simply for a constituent to be asked to review their records. Never mind all the steps that had to happen after that. 5 months. The DVLA knows the problem. The Department of Health knows the problem. My constituents certainly know the problem. The only question left is whether this government does.